it again.
Hi, I'm Samantha.
Okay.
Sammie is what everybody else calls me.
See? Alright, we talked on the phone a little bit, and you told me a little bit about what's going on, so, but before we do that, we need to make sure that you know about confidentiality, that whatever happens in here stays in here, so no Facebook. If I see you out in public, I won't acknowledge you unless you know, you say hi, but I'll just say hi, but that's it. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about, a little bit about what's going on?
I'm recently getting divorced after 15 years of marriage from my husband.
Okay.
He evidently, about a year ago, I figured something was wrong, and then just recently he told me that he was having an affair of 2 years with my cousin William. Currently, I'm also trying to open a second nightclub. So,
Interesting. Okay.
and then I'm also in the process of getting a divorce. So,
I'm sure that's stressful.
stressful and anxious.
Okay, so you're saying you're anxious. What causes you to be anxious?
Just the thought of running into William because it's embarrassing, running into family members because it's embarrassing what happened.
Okay, so do you have a support system in place?
Yes, my dad and my brother and sister are very supportive.
Okay, how about your mom?
Not so much, she's kind of in denial about what
Okay.
happened. She doesn't believe that William did that, messed up my marriage.
Have you tried to talk to her, or?
No, they normally end up calling me a liar. She doesn't believe, she's in complete denial, so I haven't talked to her in a while.
Okay, so was there anything else that, how do you cope? What are your coping mechanisms?
Well, I have to work nights at the nightclub, and normally I drink, which I know is not the best thing to do, but it soothes me.
Okay, how often do you drink?
Um,
Is it every day, or is it just when you're at
when I'm at
club?
the, just
How
when
often are
I'm
you at the club?
6-7 days a week.
Okay, and during the 6-7 days a week, how often do you drink? Is it every night, or is it just like on the weekends when there's
Mostly
parties, and
Every night.
or is it just when you're anxious?
Just
Is
when
it
I'm
mostly when
anx-
you're anxious?
When I'm anxious, definitely. That's
Okay.
when it happens, which isn't all the time, but when I get to thinking about it.
Okay. All right. Well, today we're going to look at dialectical behavior therapy, DBT.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to look at DBT today. So with DBT, it helps you to change patterns of behavior that are not effective. So in your
Okay.
case, it's going to be the alcohol.
Okay.
Now, with the alcohol, is it, you said it was every day. You said it was all the time, and basically.
Yeah, at the nightclub.
So, do you feel like that's something that you can change, or is it something that you just have to have it, or is there something you could put in place of that?
I think I could replace it. I'd like to replace it because some nights I have to spend over at the club because I've gotten too drunk and I get sleepy. But I have like a sweet office going on at my nightclub.
Okay, well DBT is open mind thinking. So we're gonna try to get rid of the negative.
Okay.
So, and it's gonna take time. It's not an overnight thing, but we're gonna work on your anxiety, and we're gonna work on other ways of coping instead of drinking. So, as an example, a life worth living is both comfortable and uncomfortable aspects. It has comfortable and uncomfortable aspects. So, when you think about that, what do you think that means? That there's comfortable and uncomfortable aspects of life.
There's good and bad. There's ups and downs in life, like
Okay.
divorce and opening a nightclub. For me, anyway.
Okay, so do you believe that something positive can come out of your divorce?
Oh,
For
I
you,
think so.
even if not even focusing on your husband, just for you. Is there something for you positive that can come out of your situation.
I guess I
And
don't
a
have to
positive
spend
thought.
money on him anymore for birthday presents, and I can not hear him bitching about me working late nights. But
Okay.
I guess I don't have to deal with him anymore.
Okay.
Which wasn't a negative before this all happened. But.
So with DBT, we're going to avoid assumptions and blaming. So,
Okay.
So,
It's pretty hard.
yeah. So, what do you want to? Well, let me ask this: what do you want to get out of the therapy session? What do you want to get out of this? Is there something that I can do to help you?
I would just like to get rid of this anxiety about being around my family members, because some of them are, like, I get nervous around my support system, my dad and my brother and sister, and that, because I think, they'll think it's embarrassing. But I know they don't, they're supportive, but I'd like to get rid of that. I like to be
Okay.
healed.
Well, there's 4 stages of DBT, which we had talked about that previously. Today we're gonna focus on the first stage. So the first stage is moving from being out of control of one's behavior, which is, for you, what do you think that is?
Moving into, I'm sorry.
You're moving from being out of control of one's behavior, what's the negative, what do you feel like is a negative behavior?
The anxious, anxiety-driven drinking, I guess.
Okay, so are you saying that alcohol is the negative behavior, or?
I guess it's the negative consequence of my anxious behavior.
So.
If that makes sense.
Can you explain that to me a little bit?
I would say anxiety is just my response to the whole situation, and then I use drinking to soothe that.
So, like I said, it's moving from being out of control of one's behavior to being in control. So, what are some things that you think that you know of that you can be more in control of your behaviors? Concerning the divorce, concerning the drinking?
I could probably be more in control of my drinking. I could always, whatever techniques you teach
what
me.
are some ways that you think before we get into
I could not pick up the bottle and drink.
Okay. Well, we're gonna look at self-soothing exercises, which involves distress tolerance, and we're gonna use the senses. So when I say senses, what do you think that I'm speaking of?
My hearing and vision.
Right.
Those
That's
basic
good.
senses.
That's good. So the first one is vision. So you notice what you see. Find soothing things to look at. So what are some things that you like to look at? Positive things, anything that you like.
I like looking at art, and sometimes I'll catch myself looking at pictures of cats. But
okay, that's good. Okay, and then with hearing, you pay attention to what you hear around you. So what are some sounds that can put your mind at ease? Things that you like to hear.
Music.
Okay, that's good.
The default setting.
Okay, that's good. So smell. Be aware of the memories that smell can bring. So is there a smell that?
My kitchen when it's cooking in the nightclub. We have that's really good.
Okay.
Menu.
That's good. That's good that you're doing good with this.
Okay.
Taste. Carefully savor flavors that the day brings you. So are there different?
Yeah.
Just like with smells, is there a particular taste that you like, or that just brings on positive energy?
First taste of that salsa that cooked we have homemade salsa.
Okay.
So.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And touch. Find comfort in touch. Is there something that you just love to touch that gives you pleasure? Like, example for me would be bubble baths. I love just relax in water in bubble baths. Is there something that you like to do?
Probably I have a blanket that I keep.
Okay.
In the winter, and it's always nice and soft.
Okay. Okay. So, last week we talked about breathing exercises. How are you doing with that? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
okay.
we're gonna go back to self-soothing.
Soothing.
Yes, we're gonna go back to self-soothing. Okay, so since it's our first session, I'm gonna have you. Time is winding down, so I'm gonna have you choose one of your senses,
Okay.
and I want you to utilize that to give to. When you come back next week, I want to know what you did with that sense.
Okay.
So, which one would you like to use?
Let's do taste.
Okay.
That'll keep me out of my office.
Okay. So, next week I want to know some things that you did involving taste that were self-soothing. Now we know that you have problems with alcohol, so we're not gonna.
I'll stick with the salsa.
So we're not gonna use that as a taste, right?
No,
we're
we'll
gonna leave that.
stick
We're
with
gonna
the
try.
salsa.
We're gonna. I know it's hard, but we're gonna try to leave that alone and focus on tasting the good things, positive things, good things that just are good. So
Okay.
so that's what we're gonna do for next week. I want you to come back and I want you to tell me about your week.
Okay.
And what you did concerning taste. So, okay? So, I will see you next week.
All right.
All right? Thank you.
Thanks.